Hey, what's up, guys? We're FS14 and welcome back to FSS Football. And before we get into this proper match preview, I just want to congratulate Marcus Rashford for the amazing work he's done in providing children free school meals during the holidays. Obviously, we've gone through the petition. It got spoken in government and in Parliament, and somehow the government ruled against it. But as you can see on the side, the brilliance of people has come through, and there's business after business after business giving away. In some cases, councils going through with Marcus Rashford's idea and standing with Rashford, and it's inspiring and uplifting, and it's so much more than football. And what he's done is absolutely amazing. And whatever happens in his footballing career, he will be a legend of not just this country. He's a real leader in a time where we need leadership, not just in the country, not just foot. We're not talking football at this point. We're talking just this country. During COVID, we needed a leader, and we need someone who we can get behind. And Marcus Rashford, out of nowhere, and he shouldn't have to be this, but he is proving to be that leader that a lot of the nation wanted. And I think he's really, really deserving that MBE. Just congratulate Marcus Rashford. Anyway, let's get into the Premier League this week's match preview. And obviously it is Manchester United versus Chelsea. Now, this is a big, big game for Manchester United. Obviously, coming off the back of that brilliant 2-1 victory in PSG. And before that, we beat Newcastle. But that then results mean nothing if we don't win today. Before we start speaking about the starting lineup, we just need to fill in a few blanks of why players are missing out or whatever. Cavani, I don't think he's fit enough yet. He's been training for a bit, yes. But is he actually fit enough to be starting again in a big game like Chelsea? Probably not quite. So I think we'll see him on the bench, but I don't quite think he's fit enough to start. Greenwood is the same. I don't quite think he's fit enough yet. He might be in the squad, might not be. It's going to be hit and miss. And Maguire, he's going to be close to fitness after recovering from his knock that kept him out of PSG. But yeah, and obviously Martial is still suspended, so he can't play today. So let's look at the squads, the predicted lineups. For me, there's two different formations we could play. We can play this one on the screen now, 3-5-2, with a back line of, it's the same back line that started against PSG, being Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back, Tuanzebe, Lindelof, Luke Shaw, and Alex Telles. Then we've got a midfield three of Fred, McTominay, and Paul Pogba. And then up front, we've got Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes. But Bruno Fernandes will play as more of a false nine, like we saw against Everton last season. And he'll drop into midfield a lot, but he'll play sort of as a floating nine / false, false nine. So benefits of this system, we get the best out of Alex Telles and his bombing width. Luke Shaw and the whole back line played really, really well against PSG in this system. We also have played three at the back a lot against Chelsea, and usually it has worked. And we beat him so often last season. Negatives, it is defensive. It's a one striker team, Chelsea usually. And as such, do we need three at the back? And obviously it does halter the attack, and we do have to play Bruno Fernandes as a number 9 rather than in midfield. And the other formation, which I think is more likely, is our classic 4-2-3-1. I've put Wan-Bissaka, Telles as the fullbacks, Luke Shaw dropping out. I think Telles, he played really well against PSG, and he's going to look to kick on and improve. Furthermore, I think Harry Maguire does not deserve his place back in the squad yet. I think Is he a good player? Yes. Has he been good enough recently? Apart from Newcastle, no, he hasn't. I think Axel Tuanzebe and Lindelof played so well against PSG, they can't be dropped. So I think that's my back two, or back four. My midfield two is I'm going to stick with Fred and McTominay. They played very well against PSG. And this is where we get controversial. Like I said, I don't think Greenwood's going to be fit. And obviously that applies for last team as well. Same with Edinson Cavani. So Marcus Rashford will be our number 9. I've got Bruno playing out on the left. Obviously we saw him do that at the end of the Newcastle game. He looked very effective. They obviously got his goal from that position. I've got Juan Mata out on the right hand side. And I've got Paul Pogba playing down the centre. Now obviously Paul Pogba could come out for Donny van der Beek, or Pogba could go maybe a bit deeper in front of either McTominay or Fred. I think this team, it's not the most technically flair players. You don't have or pace like you got with Dan James or you got with Greenwood, but I think technically up there, intelligence-wise, that team is incredible, and that's how we beat Newcastle, and that's probably how we're going to beat Chelsea if we played this system. This would probably be my preference of a system, plainly because it's more attacking, and that's what I like to see Manchester United do. When it comes to Chelsea, they're most likely going to line up in that 4-2-3-1 like they usually do. Edouard Mendy is back for Chelsea after featuring against Sevilla, so he will be in goal. So they've got a pretty good goalkeeper. Their back line will most likely feature Thiago Silva, obviously Champions League finalist last year. Reece James or Azpilicueta will most likely start at right back, with Chilwell at left back. Due to that midfield 2 / pivot, we were likely to see either Jorginho or Mateo Kovacic dropped, with Kante most likely sitting with either, like I say, Jorginho or Mateo Kovacic. I think Mateo Kovacic is the better player. However, I can see him being the one to make way for Jorginho. And then going forward, Chelsea are very, very frightening. They've got Timo Werner up top. They've got Pulisic back. They've got Kai Havertz, and Hakim Ziyech looks like he could be ready to start. Obviously, he made an appearance for Chelsea against Sevilla in the Champions League. Now, that's a very, very strong team. They're very attacking as well. And I think that team can cause this Manchester United team problems. However, I think we're more than enough to deal with it. I think because of this front line, it is imperative that Axel Tuanzebe starts today. I think he was exceptional against Paris Saint-Germain. I think I gave him a 9 in my player ratings from the watch along. And he just has to start for me. He was exceptional against PSG, and has to start to try and deal with that pace from Timo Werner. And I don't think Harry Maguire can be just rushed back into it. Kai Havertz is obviously a big danger, as well as is Christian Pulisic. And I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka's looked brilliant, and I think he can deal with Pulisic very effectively. McTominay and Fred will do a job on Kai Havertz. Obviously, on the bench, Chelsea are very strong as well. They've got Callum Hudson-Odoi can come on, Tammy Abraham, Olivier Giroud, and most likely we are to see Mason Mount just due to Frank Lampard's admiration and love for Mason Mount, which there must be something there that the public can't see, because there's no way Frank Lampard and Gareth Southgate both love this guy for no reason. Let's look at the combined 11, in my opinion. So in goal, we got David De Gea. Back line, right back, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Centre backs, Thiago Silva, and I'm going to go with Harry Maguire. I think he is probably Manchester United's best centre back when playing at his best. At the moment, is he at his best? Probably not, but I think at his best, he is their best player, our best centre back. Left back is Alex Telles. Bjorn Chilwell's good, but I don't think he even beats Luke Shaw into this team. The midfield 2, I've gone with Paul Pogba and Mateo Kovacic. I think that midfield will just be exceptional. I think obviously N'Golo Kante was very close to pipping Mateo Kovacic, but I don't think N'Golo Kante is the player he was 2 years ago, for example, before Maurizio Sarri came in. And I think Mateo Kovacic is just an absolute class act, and I think he is probably the better player between him and N'Golo Kante at the moment. Then going into the front line, we have a front four of Kai Havertz out on the right hand side. I've put him out on the right because I feel like he has to be in there. On the left, we have Marcus Rashford. And in through the centre, we have Bruno Fernandes and then Timo Werner up top. Players that missed out, obviously. Anthony Martial has missed out. It would have been close between Timo Werner and Anthony Martial. However, Martial is suspended, so he didn't qualify to make the squad. Timo Werner probably would have edged it anyway due to his Bundesliga career. But as Premier League striker, Martial is currently still on top because Timo Werner hasn't played in the league long enough, really. But yeah, obviously, Manchester United need to win today if we are to push on and make the Newcastle result worthy of winning the game. And we need to carry on a winning run because we've got a hard run of games. We've got RB Leipzig, we've got Arsenal. We've got such difficult fixtures. I think we've got Everton soon. And these are such difficult games. We have to keep on winning. And this is just step one in that project. Anyway, make sure you tune in at 5 for the watch along of the Manchester United versus Chelsea game. Link will be in the description and the end card. If you have enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button below. Subscribe if you're new. Check out my other videos and check out my personal channel down below if it's Swarm 4. And I'll see you next time. Peace.